Welcome, everyone. It is what day is it? Seven already. Like this week has just been flying by. Are you guys okay? Are you caught up? Is there homework that you need caught up on? Is there replays you need? Um, Let us all know, and we can get those all to you. There is a link above for StreamYard for Facebook. If you could click on that and then come on back. That way I can see who's commenting. And today we're going to go, and I have an amazing guest today. And she has joined me just before Christmas. So she's going to go over how quick some of these changes that she is going through just since she's been with me. So I'm really excited to have her on. Welcome. So for those who don't know me, my name is Angie Langley, and I am a happiness expert, and I specialize in intuitive healing, energy healing, and trauma healing. And I show professional women who have faced trauma and loss every time they turn around how to have an amazing breakthrough into their happiness so they can magnetize the life they always wanted without ever falling into that sadness again. So if this is you or someone you know, then this is where you need to be. So today we're going to talk about all the changes that are going to happen when you join me. This is what happens in the short period of time, like the first 12 weeks. A lot of changes happen to you, and some of them are pretty surprising, right? So I am going to bring our guest in. Her name is Sherry. And she will tell you a little bit about her story. She is pretty amazing. Excited to be here. Awesome. Okay, Sherry, are you ready?
Hello.
Hi, Sherry.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Yeah, you're welcome. I'm excited to have you here. I know you had just started with me, I think it was December 22nd. Yeah, that's not very long ago.
No, it's not. No, and I was, it's funny because I saw you on another live and you said what you did, and immediately I was like, oh, I need her. I had joined another program to do the mindset challenge because I was not in a very good place with things that had happened over the last couple of years. And I wanted to join the mindset challenge, and that worked. But there were some things that I knew that were in my head that weren't mine. Right. And I didn't know who to turn to and who could help me. And I wanted someone that was an energy healer and could just help me out with what was in my head that I knew that wasn't mine and could maybe get it out. And I heard you talking, and I don't know, I was just very drawn to you. And then we started talking. And I think at first I was like, I don't know, because you were like, it's a year program. And I was thinking, I need help now. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So you were like, okay, just trust me. I can make this happen. I can see just by looking at you, like you weren't saying much. You were letting me do all the talking. And I think that at that point you could kind of see what was going on with me. You just weren't saying that. And then you had mentioned what you saw. And then that drew me in because you hit right on what was bothering me and what my problem was. And you saw that it was more than one thing. So I had breast cancer 2 years ago. My ex passed away. And I was carrying a lot of baggage from my childhood and how my mom viewed the world and money and how he viewed the world and money. And every time something would come up, I'd say to myself, you know how you get that little voice in your head and it would come up and I would be like, no, but that's not what I think. Like, that's not my thought, but that would pop in. Mm-hmm. And I, asked, can you get rid of these thoughts that are not mine? And you said, yes, you can. And we had a session and you were just kind of going to town and pulling me out. And I don't know how that worked, but the next morning I slept really great that night. And the next morning, it was like I woke up and a lot of those things that I was feeling were gone. I had this tension in my jaw, if you can remember,
Yes.
and nobody could release it. My shoulders were tight and I was hunched in. Everything was just like, that's how I
Yes.
felt. And that next morning, it was like, whew, how did that happen? I know that we were texting back and forth, and I'm like, I don't know how you made that happen, but that tension was gone. I had Botox injections in my cheeks to release that tension. And I don't know. I really think that you were like a miracle worker.
And it hasn't come back, has it?
It has not. No.
No, it's gone.
That tension is gone, and my shoulders just feel much more released. And so, I work with people and when their tongue are tied, to release that. And so that's my job. And I couldn't release that last bit of tension with me. And seeing a body worker and, a whole bunch of different people on this team. And apparently it was you that I needed to release the last of that tension that I just couldn't release. And it was, whatever was around me. And you can maybe explain a little bit more to that, but you pulled it all out, and I've been amazing ever since. And things have just been flowing, and I don't have those little voices, coming back at me and saying, no, they're gone. It's all me in there now.
Yeah, and it's only been less than a month, or like just over a month.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah. It is crazy. And so I'm very grateful. And I do believe that God puts people in your path when you need them and you're meant for them. And I think that was you. So I think if anybody else is on the fence, I say, listen to your gut, because your gut is not wrong. And everything in me was telling me that I needed to work with you. And I tried to resist. You know that.
Yes. And I didn't persuade. I'm just like, okay.
No, you were like, it was like going to a therapist. You just kind of sat there and was like, okay, you let it be all my decision. And
yeah, I don't force anyone to do anything.
No. And I'm so grateful for that, because I'm sitting here in front of you and I feel lighter. I'm happier. I don't have all of that tension that I had before, not only in my jaw, but in my shoulders. So, and like I said, it was gone the next day. And then over the next week, it got better and better as we talked. And, you had me do some other different things each time we talked, and it's just gotten better and better each time. So I am really grateful. And so, that's what's perfect about me being on the Love and Happiness Challenge, because I am much happier now. And my daughter always said, Mom, you don't know how to have fun. And she was right. I didn't know how to have fun because I had all of that tension in there, and things from my past, and things, like I said, that weren't even mine. And I knew they weren't my thoughts, but I didn't know how to get them out and how to move past that.
Yeah, the LIFT method really quantum leaps your healing journey. Like, I dig out all of the stuff that is embedded in there that you cannot get out. Like, I know I pulled out something that was in your root chakra, and it took me, I just kept going.
Yes, you did. It was a good 30 minutes or longer that you were pulling stuff out of there.
Oh yeah. And that was it. Like, and then that wasn't even counting, the rest of the things that I was finding in there. So yeah. I know, what was it? Your hip, you were kind of twisted a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Back and stuff.
My jaws, my shoulders, my neck, and my hip. And the funny thing is, I've not had that pain in my hip since that day.
Yeah, it was kind of out of, I know physically, and if you took x-rays, it would look like it was perfectly normal.
Right.
But in my mind's eye, I could see that it wasn't. It was just pulled out. So I just kind of popped it back in, and yeah, so.
But even my jaw, before we had gotten on the call, I think I was laying on the floor, like not knowing how to release that tension. And like I said, I had Botox injections before I met you to try to release that as well. And I do think that helped. But I just couldn't, I was wound so tight. I don't know any other way to say it.
Well, I got a picture here.
Yes, I was going to say, you have the before and after of what it
yes, I'm going to add it
look like now.
So this here was the first day that we had, well, this was even before a session. This was just the first day we did our meeting, our first meeting.
And you were choking, feeling like something was in my throat, right? Look at that picture. Because now that I look at this picture, I remember.
Yeah, look at your neck there, right? Yeah. Totally different, eh?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, just even look at how my face looks thinner.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's because I'm not scrunched. Like I mean, when I said I had all that tension and it was in my shoulders, that's how I was. And I mean, you can just see the release of the before and the after.
Yeah, yeah. It's just, I still can't believe it, right? And when you said to me there in the meeting, it's like, oh my God, look at my neck. Did you see my neck? I was doing a video and all I could see was my neck, right? So,
Yes.
yeah.
I felt like I looked old in my videos because my neck, and you were like, I feel like I can't talk. Like,
But we released all that, right? Yeah.
we did. Apparently, I had something to say to my ex.
You did. Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's all it takes, right?
It's just releasing that. Yeah.
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 Yeah. Yeah, I can't wait until this time next year.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I know that there's still a little bit more in there, but I mean, that main stuff that was really holding me down and bogging me down, yeah, it is gone.
Yeah, that was the big thing. Yeah.
It was. It was. I mean, and there was a lot going on with him and the estate and how he left things. And yeah, there was a whole lot of, when he left, he's like, don't worry, you'll be taken care of. And, I wanted to say, yeah, you took care of me. All right.
Look at me. So how is your daughter feeling? Like, is she noticing any changes in you?
Yes, she notices that I'm happier and that I'm not. So what I was doing before I met with you was repeating this stuff on a loop in my head, right? Because I couldn't let it go.
Mm-hmm.
So, even with her, I would bring something up or I would be triggered by things or things that she would say or she'd talk about her dad. And I was so pissed off, to be honest with you. And I couldn't let that go. And so I just kept looping it. And I think that a lot of that is why I got the cancer, because I feel like cancer, we're all energy. So cancer is just a big ball, a big mass that you don't know what to do with. So when you're that angry and you're holding stuff in and you are like that big ball like I was, it's no wonder that I had cancer. Yeah. And so even after I had the cancer removed and he passed away, all this stuff that I was going through, I didn't know how to let it go. And it's, people tell you do this and do that. And it wasn't working. I just kept looping it and I wasn't able to release it until working with you. So, and I mean, you could see the before and after of just this versus this. And I didn't even know it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. This is why I love the before and now pictures, because it's like, because I know you guys don't see them, but I can see them every time we have a meeting. I can see the changes and stuff. But I know that you guys are like just trudging along. No, this is what happened, but yeah, I do see the physical changes. And I mean, even your light is starting to shine. You're brighter. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm brighter. I'm happier. I'm enjoying life a lot more now. And I wasn't, because all I was doing was living on a loop. I mean, it was like a groundhog day in my head. And I would get past it and I'd think, okay, I'm good. And then something would trigger me. Mm-hmm. And I'm no longer triggered either.
No, because you went to that place that you absolutely avoided.
Yes.
And you said you went in and it was good. You were good. You were fun.
Yep. Yeah. Yep. I went in, I was good. And I'm not triggered by that anymore. I don't even think about it anymore. To be honest with you, it's out. I'm no longer living in that Groundhog Day loop that I had myself in. And and you're right. I mean, you can see it. Everyone can see it, the difference in me.
Good.
So yes. So thank you. So if you guys are wondering on the fence if you should work with Angie, I say yes, do it. Don't hesitate, because it's definitely worth it. It will change your life. And I mean, my life is on a different trajectory now. I couldn't get things done, and I'd get a little bit done and I was just so tired all the time too. And I'm not feeling that drag. I feel like I have more energy. I feel like my head is clearer. I feel like it's on straight. And I feel like I'm the only one in there now. Versus,
Yeah, because you were everywhere. Like your thoughts were like everywhere, and I just could like it's just like mosquitoes, right? You're like, and yeah. So, and you were saying you had so much work to do because you're running a business.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm working a
It's
full-time
working.
job. I'm running a business. Yeah,
So, and when you have all these thoughts spinning around, it's hard to focus. So, and
yeah.
then you just told me there one day you did this and did this and did this and did this, and I was like, holy cow. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm getting so much more accomplished now. I'm have way more focus. I've gotten my diet. I did a 21-day detox after we did that. I did
Yeah.
a 21-day detox to get all of like the heavy metals and stuff out of my system. So, I mean, this is definitely the year of me. And I just wasn't sure who to work with and who was going to help me out. And like I said, when I saw you in that other group that we are in and you started saying what you do, I was like, I need her. And I fought it for a couple weeks.
Yeah, you did. And it's funny. I was talking to another woman today, and you guys are just like a beacon to me, right? So when you come into my area, and it's like, okay, I need her. I need her. It's her, right? And it's just, and you keep popping up and popping up, and then it's like she needs help. She needs help. You need to talk to her. So yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like reeling you guys in, right? So
Well, I mean, you could see in me what I couldn't see because there was so much going on. So, I mean, you could just sit there and you could see it.
yeah,
Um, and so that's what's really funny is, I look at you and that first time I got off the call, I was just like, oh, she didn't say much. She didn't really tell me anything. Like,
I didn't have to.
so, but I'd say it's totally changed the way that I look at the world too. And, like I said, it's just, I knew that the things that I were hearing were things that were implanted from my childhood. They were other people's beliefs and other people's thoughts around different things. And I knew that they weren't mine, but because I was told them for so many years, I just was starting to believe them. And then as I'm trying to start a business and doing things, it's like, no, you can't do that, or no, you shouldn't do that, or no, somebody else is already doing that. And I just kept thinking, but I don't believe that. So why are these thoughts keep popping in my head?
Yeah, that was your Susie.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's we got to work on her. Yeah, we do.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's just, it's amazing. So I just want to say thank you. And obviously whoever sees those before and afters can see that was a huge difference.
Yeah, just in a month.
Just in a month. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, it still blows my mind.
It hasn't even been 2 months and you can see the difference even in my posture. Like even when I take pictures now, because I've always stood like this, which is what I talk about as far as even what I do in helping people, but I couldn't get over that hump myself with the therapy that I do. And I knew what it was. I just didn't know how to get rid of it.
Yeah, because you said you had therapy before. You've gone to therapists and things like that before.
Yeah, I was going to a therapist every month, but a traditional therapist, where he's like, okay, so how do you feel about that? I'm like, okay, well, I'm still in the loop. Like every time I talk to you, I'm still talking about this. And it helps to talk about it, but I needed to like get rid of what was not mine, and talking about it isn't going to get rid of that.
No. It just brings things up to the surface so that it keeps repeating and repeating, right? Yeah.
And that's what I was doing. And finally I was just like, okay, this is not working. It's costing me money. And, I'd rather spend my money where I know that it's going to help versus wasting not only money, but time, right? Driving there to see her, spending an hour with her once a week, or, that's 4 times a month. That's a That's a lot of time invested. And then the money just adds up for me to not really be getting anywhere.
Yeah. And you're only there for that hour.
Right.
Yeah. Because our sessions kind of go a lot longer.
They do. But now they don't have to, because now, I mean, those first couple of sessions, yeah, they went a lot longer because
Yeah. They were like 2 or 3 hours. Some of them were. Yeah.
they were. They
Yeah.
were. But I mean, for me, it was really worth it because of just of where I am, just mindset wise.
Yeah. Yeah. We had to get you straight.
Yeah, I had to get my head on straight.
Oh, oh, well, thank you, Sherry, for coming on. Yeah, I know people like they see me on here and they hear me talking about some of the things that I do and some of the, my stories, but to actually hear it from somebody else, right? Like, it's, and I'm not paying you to do this. So,
No, I'm paying you actually, but that's what's really funny is I didn't think that you could even help like the physical. Like I was seeing somebody else for the physical, I was seeing someone else for the mental, and get my head straight between my ears, and you were able to do all of that, right? So it was definitely worth it. So I'll shout it on the rooftops and tell anyone because what a difference it's made. So I am happy to be here, and I'm glad that you asked me because I'm happy to share my experience with you because it was amazing, and it's not over.
no, we still got a few more months to go.
Yeah. So I'm excited, and so I'm glad that you're doing this happiness challenge, love and happiness challenge, because I think the people that need you will find you just like I did.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's our year.
Yep.
It's our year to start loving us and making us a priority.
Because if you don't what I learned through all this is if you're not healthy, you can't help anybody else. You can't be there for your family. You miss out on memories.
Yeah.
You're just not living. You're a shell of the person. I mean, you can look at me in those before and afters and see the difference. So
yeah, and it ripples out to your family and your friends, and and it's
Yep. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
I'm so proud of you. Like
well, I can't wait to see what other people you help. So anyone out there listening, if you're feeling any of that stuff, you know where to go.
It is fun. I mean, I make it fun, right? I mean, I do some weird things. I get you to do some weird things, but once I explain them out to you and why it's important to do it this way, you're like, oh, okay, and then you're like, then you just do it.
Right.
Like you had no hesitation. There's no restriction there. It's just like, okay, and she said to do this, so I'll do it.
Just trust her because it works. So
yeah, and they're very simple tools.
Yes.
Very simple.
Yes. And I don't question. I questioned it that first couple weeks, but I don't question you now. I'm just like, okay, I'll do it because it really makes a difference.
Thank you, Sherry. I know you got to go, and I hopefully I'll be talking to you soon.
Oh, you will definitely. Thank you. Have a good day.
Good night.
Good night.
So, guys, isn't she amazing? Like, what did you think? If you have any questions for her, put them in the comments, and she can come back in later on, and she can answer them for you. Yeah, that was just a month, not even quite a month, and the changes in her was like amazing, just amazing. Like, can you imagine you feeling that way? Like you being able to be more focused, more clear. Even her looks changed. Like, and even Carrie yesterday in her before and now picture, like her looks changed. So who needs a facelift, right? You just need the lift method, right? Yeah. So can you imagine being happy like that all the time? Being able to deal with triggers and not being bothered with them anymore, like getting off of that cycle, right? being able to move forward onto your life. Because this is what we have. This is why we have our dreams, right? Yeah. Our heart is telling us, this is our dream. This is what we're for. This is what we do. And to be able to do that. About 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I never thought I'd be doing this. Never in a million years. No, I knew I wanted to help people, but I never knew I could do this. But, you have to believe in yourself. You just have to take that chance, and you just got to do it. Like, this is our year to be us, to love ourselves, to be able to look after us. Because who is the most important person in your life? And I know people say it's their kids or their spouse or whatever, but when you're not well and you're, down, you're depressed, you're anxious, that ripples out to them. So the most important person in your life is you. Because if you don't look after yourself, nobody else is, right? So hop on those calls, guys, right? And let's see if this is for you. Like I said, I'm not for everybody. If you want to go to a therapist with a PhD and see them once a month and get into that loop, that's fine, right? I don't tell anyone not to change that. Like if, any medications, or any therapies that you're already in, I never tell anyone to change those. You keep doing those and then just add me to you. Because what other people heal may not be the same thing as I heal, right? I dig deep. Like we get down to the root cause and we get rid of it and it's gone once and for all, right? Like Sherry said, like she would not go to this certain office, the certain building, because she was triggered so bad that she just froze up. She had anxiety so bad that she couldn't go in there. And about a couple of weeks ago, she went in there and she wasn't triggered at all. Like she was fine. And she said, no, it doesn't even bother her anymore. Like she doesn't think of these things. Like she's off of that roller coaster. She's off that loop, right? And that's the whole thing, is to break that cycle, right? Because it's affecting her daughter too, right? And as you heal, it's going to heal your children, right? It's going to heal your family. And it's just going to have that big, huge ripple effect, right? Because when you're happy, everyone's happy, right? Oh. So if you need any of the replays, put #replay in the comments. And we have a scholarship coming up. So we're going to draw 2 more for the scholarship. Okay. And I'm going to go over. So when you guys book a call with me, right, you have until Tuesday at midnight to book these calls. And I will send you these this book bundle. Okay. And it's just 10 minutes. It's just 10 minutes. And you'll know in those 10 minutes if we are the right fit. Okay. Because I don't, like Sherry said, I don't say anything. I just let you do the talking. And she made up her own mind whether she wanted to join or not. Okay? Yeah. And then when I told her exactly what was going on and what needed fixed, she's like, oh, okay. Yeah, we need to do that. Okay. I was jaw dropping. Literally, like, I know when I worked on her, I was clenching my teeth. And when I do a lift method on you guys, I feel the area that I'm working on, right? And my shoulders were all crunched up like this. And I was just clenching my teeth so bad that I was giving myself a headache. I mean, no wonder this poor woman could not sleep. And I just got that all out of there, right? Yeah. It released all my exactly, right? And then when we got it out of there, it was, yeah, like she slept like a baby. So these last chance bonuses are quarterly VIP calls. Okay, so that is a private call, just me and you. We go over your progress. We go through any of, things that you're having trouble with. Right? And you get 4 of the lift methods, and you heard Sherry, I was just pulling stuff out, right? So, yeah, and you get 4 of those. So all those embedded emotions that are inside your body that are making you sick, right? Like she said, she had breast cancer because of all these emotions, all this anger that was building up inside of her. Right? So when we release that, like she was still having issues after she had her treatments, but now they're gone. Right? Now that she released that. And of course, we have the book bundle. Okay. So our book bundle, we have the 3 master classes of the energy, the changes that are happening in your energy, the unusual signs that you are healing, because not everybody realizes, what's going on. It's like, okay, that's really weird. And then you kind of look and say, oh, okay, that's because I'm healing. That's because I'm doing this. And sometimes we have some negative energy around us that we have to get rid of, right? So there are signs that we do have negative energy, right? It's not really us. It's the energy around us. It's just like being on a diet, right? So you get on the scale every morning and it goes up and it goes down. It goes up and it goes down, right? But when you take pictures of yourself and you do your measurements once a week, right? You can notice all the changes that are going on, right? Even though that scale isn't moving, isn't budging, your body is still changing, okay? So you may not see the changes, but you're definitely going to feel them. And, and I can see those changes. Like I've seen these changes going on with Sherry, right? And with Carrie. And they didn't really realize it until I showed them the difference. Right? And then you get the 4 cheat sheets, so you can keep track of how your energy is, right? You get the vibe sheet where it tells you where level your energy is. Like if you have a lot of grief and sadness, you're at the lower end of the spectrum, right? But your love and happiness is way up top, and that's where all the magic begins. This is all the stuff that comes to you, right? And then, of course, we have the 21-day mind mastery. And tomorrow we have Dr. Connie Scavella coming in, and she will go over all that to you. She developed this to cure her own PTSD. So, and then she thought she would give it out to people to help them. Okay, so these bonuses, guys, are like over $11,000, and they're all free when you join my program. Okay? So book those calls, right? Even just to say hello, just to say if I'm for you. Okay? It is amazing. It is. I do it every morning. I never miss a morning, and it only takes no longer than 10 minutes. Right? So 10 minutes out of your day, I grab my coffee. And as I'm drinking my coffee, I'm doing my mind mastery. And by the time my cup of coffee is done, my mind mastery is done. Right? So, yeah, like the changes are incredible. What you feel is amazing. Like you're feeling things that you've never felt before. You're feeling more free. You're feeling happier, lighter, more focused, you don't have all that tension, all that stress, all that overwhelm, right? You're definitely interested in lift method. Well, we'll have to talk there because I only do those with the program. So give me a call and we'll see. We'll see what goes on. Okay. So guys, if you're on the fence, you don't know if this is for you, just give me a call. That's all it takes is one 10-minute phone call. And if you say, okay, I don't think this is for me, and that's fine. I've had people tell me, no, I can't, you can't, I can't work with you. And I'm like, okay, that's okay. I had a woman tell me one time she couldn't work with me because I swear. Well, if you can't be yourself, how are you going to heal yourself to be that person, right? So, I thought that was hilarious, but so guys, if you want any of these replays, hashtag replay because they're all going down on Tuesday at midnight, my midnight. We have a scholarship yet. I'm drawing for 2 today and 2 tomorrow. So if you still want in, put those in there. And I know, like Sherry says, she was having some doubts. Like she didn't know, like what was going on. Like, and it's a scary thing to do, right? Who is it going to be? I don't know. And it is scary, like jumping into a new program. People tell me, do I have to tell you my whole life story? Like, do I have to repeat it over and over and over again? Because I'm really tired of talking. It's like, no, you don't have to tell me anything. This is your journey, your self-discovery. Okay? I'm just there to show you the way. I'm just there to give you the tools. Okay? And if you want to tell me something that's bothering you, then great, you can do that, whether it's in private or whether it's in our group. And you work with me, you work with me every week. We meet up on a live Zoom call, okay? And we go through our wins. We go through what you need that week, okay? So give me a call. That's all I need. It's 10 minutes of your time. Okay. And you can let me know. It's all about you. It's your decision. Okay. Yeah, there's still time. We still have 2 to draw. So actually, I'm going to draw 2 right now. Are you ready? Are you ready? So who do we have? They're stuck to my fingers. There we go. We have Sosan. Where are you? There you are, Sosan. If you are on, congratulations. That's so much fun. All right, what do we got in here? Shoot. They're all sticking to my fingers, guys. All right. All right, who do we got here? We have Nicole McClellan. Congratulations. You have $1,000 off your investment. Yeah, so that's quite good. Actually, it's quite amazing. So yeah, so congratulations, guys. Let's hop on a call. And I know I have a call with Nicole tomorrow. So yeah, so my calendar's filling up, guys. So if you want those calls, put those calls in. Okay. And come back tomorrow because we have another amazing guest. She wrote the books Power of the Wish, and SOAR. And she developed the 21-day mind mastery. And she's amazing. She is amazing. You're going to love her. If you have any questions about the 21-day, come back in tomorrow and write down your questions and she will answer them for you. Okay. And have a great night, guys. I'm going to put Sherry's thing up here again so you can see. Yeah. So that was just 1 month. Just 1 month. Get that lift, Nicole. So have a great night, guys. I will see you again tomorrow at the same time. And come on in and meet Dr. Connie Scavella. And have an amazing night. And book those calls. Even if you just DM me, right? Shoot me a message saying, I want this call. I want to know if this is for me. Okay. So have a great night, and I will talk to you tomorrow.